What up, SNA Assassinators? This Super Ninja Austin back here with another podcast video. And this is the Friday Night SmackDown review on September 20th, where we're going to be talking about what exactly went down on SmackDown, which was a very super terrific show, like every week, like along with Monday Night Raw. And yeah, this was very entertaining. We had some very I'll say very questionable a very questionable ending on the women's match, tag team match, of course, but in a good way, of course, like to see who's really going to be facing Nia Jax. And then we also got a very massive United States Championship match, which it totally burned the roof on the show. And then we got still got the build of the bloodline with a very phenomenal main event with Kevin Owens and the Street Profits taking on the bloodlines Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. But we're going to start off with the United States Championship match after they recap what happened last week. And yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, like, not only it was very they still a very intriguing. They booked a very intriguing SmackDown for this week, but they're about to do the same next week, if not better, which is like a week away from being Bad Blood, of course, but it's 2 weeks now from tomorrow. Yeah, they're going all out on this, basically, like if it's like a mini WrestleMania. But yeah, we're gonna start off with LA Knight heading out the ring because he has the master of El Idolo Andrade coming out with the announcer Alicia Taylor introducing us to them, and they were live in Sacramento, California. Like, for those that are unaware, like, just to let you guys know what exactly they were located at. But yeah, this is where you guys match starting off with starting with LA Knight getting the offense in, right onto the master of El Idolo. Let's see what happened. It was like with them grappling it out. That's where we got but that's where he as a matter of fact, he tried to Irish whip him onto the bottom left side, however, but this is where he gets a crossbody by Andrade once he stopped him and gained some control into his side on the offense. And this is where then we saw Andrade try to attempt to go for a pin after he hits the maneuver, but that's where the referee counted 1, referee counted 2, but this is where LA Knight got the shoulder up at 2.3. That's where Andrade's like, you gotta be kidding me, like. But he's like, but it was just a generic maneuver, so I'm not going to complain about. This is where he tried to go for a headlock onto LA, but this is where Knight then bounced right off the top rope with Andrade, puts him right in the bottom corner side, but he ends up getting shoulder tackle anyways by the former United States champion. He went to the top corner rope. This is where then he gets what's that slide dug by Knight? This is where he went to the bottom corner rope, but he gets hit with a massive clothesline by the current champ. And this is where Andrade then. This is where then we got Andrade was make sure all his teeth was in his mouth. But this is where LA Knight's like, okay, oral check is over now. Like, and this is where or oral checking is over. Now get back in the ring. But this is where Andrade dragged him by his legs. He got him underneath the ropes. This is where Andrade did. Then start attempting to go for punches. They were successful, but LA Knight started fighting back. They started playing ringside. They were playing ringside tennis, like when they were right in the right side is where he tried to hit LA Knight's head right face first into the announce table. He stopped that from happening. Is where he elbowed him right in the midsection. Is where he started getting hit right to the face repeatedly by the United States megastar champ. But the fans started chanting, yeah. Every time he started banging Andrade's head right onto the announce table until like he did the last time. This is where spin around while LA Knight shouted right up in the air saying, yeah. And then this is where then he got Andrade then threw right back in the ring. This is where Andrade then tried to pull a Sheamus right onto Andrade by hitting that springboard shoulder block right onto the master of El Idolo, which he successfully did. Tried to go for a pin, but Andrade only kicked out at 2.1. This is where LA Knight then placed him right onto the upper right side. Fans start chanting, this is awesome. And then this is where I was thinking, like, yeah, like this match is really good. Like, and I was like, and if the main event match does not match this one, like I I would have to give this match the match of the night, give him the first place, which I did, because yeah, the main event, it was not bad, but it was just that something that happened in a mid card match, I'll say at least in the finish part. But still, I'll give it the third place spot. It was still good in a way, but not matched with the no match with when it comes to the in the opener side of the show, and when it comes to that comparison. While the women's tag team match gets the second place spot because it has me very invested into the story that it's telling, like who's going to fight Nia. But we're going to get into that in just a moment. But this is where we got Andrade elbow strike him right into the best side of his hand. This is where he pushes LA Knight face first right off the steel ring post. That's where he fell face first right into the get round. It looked like it was a game changer right here with when LA Knight was down for the count. But this is where then he hits the missile drop kick when he went right in his way. This is where fans are like, holy sugar honey iced tea in their chants. But this is where they were both down to the ground until Andrade eventually got back up. It was like at the count of 5 or something. This is where he gets thrown right back in the ring. This is where then we got this is where then he tried to go for a wrist lock into a back suplex, which he successfully did so onto LA Knight. This is where he got denied that 1-2 ooh. This is where then he didn't start going for some strikes right onto LA Knight because he was trying to fight back, but like when LA Knight was almost there of trying to go for a flying clothesline after hitting a couple of strikes. When he ran to the right side, he gets kneed right to the midsection and an interception. This is where he tried to go for the pin, but this is where Andrade kicked out of it. LA Knight kicked out of the kick out. Yeah, kick out at 2 point. Or 2 even, I believe. That's where he played. Then he was like, I'm tired of wasting any more time. I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm just gonna get to the point and then start off my signature move, so I can hit my finisher to become the United States champion. He thought it was gonna be that easy. He started stomping right onto his chest and his gut, like trying to cave it in to be a distraction to the megastar. But once he was ready to get in position after the referee tried to warn him, you better stop, or else he will get DQ'd, and then he wouldn't be a new United States champion because regardless, he's going to lose. But this is where then he went right up in the upper left corner side. This is where then he went right back down to the diagonal side, trying to go over double knees. But he hits both, not only his knees right to the bottom turnbuckle, but he hits his chin right into the top one, and he end up DDT'd by the current champ. That's where LA Knight tried to go for a pin with him getting ready to say, yeah. But this is where he only got a 2.7 count. This is where LA Knight's like, that should have been more than just 7. Like, even though that's not like 2.1 or 2 or even 2 even, or even more than that. But this is where LA Knight starts stomping right onto the midsection onto Andrade, where the fans start chanting, yeah, until he went right into the diagonal side and the upper left side. He hits a flying knee right into the left side of the face onto Andrade. This is where LA Knight then Irish whip him right to the bottom corner side. He bounced right into the bottom right side. This is where LA Knight attempted to go for a swinging neck breaker. This is where he knocks him right down in the middle of the ground. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but unfortunately for Knight, he only got a 2.8 count. Like, it was getting more closer and closer of him being victorious against El Idolo. But this is where LA Knight we're trying to do whatever he can to defeat him. This is where he start trying to go for onto the the bottom right side. Is where bottom was in shock. He was like, are you like what? Like 2? Like just this pinch of being close, but he was like, no, I'm not gonna worry about that. Like, I'm gonna try to go for a double knees, which he tried to do so, but this were once he hits the maneuver, he tried to go for a cover, but LA Knight still kicked out, but this time it was more shorter, but at 2.4. This is where Andrade didn't. LA Knight didn't pick what's his name, Andrade back up. I believe he was trying to go for the blood force trauma, but this is where I believe he tried to go for BFT, but this is where before he can attempt it, this is where That's where he body drops him. This is where then LA Knight then what else he did to the megastar, like with him hitting a jawbreaker right onto LA Knight. He went to the left side. But this is where we got LA Knight was trying to hit that jetpack power slam by putting him right on the shoulder and then fly and then land him right into the ground. But it was like, here's where but at first he had trouble doing so to Andrade by trying to carry him with him trying to fly right up on him and try to crossbody him. But this is where LA Knight had to spin him around like if he's Braun Strowman. He did so right into the bottom right side. LA Knight then went up right in the middle row, then started doing this hand phrase like LA Knight, and that's where then he hits the elbow drop right onto, or like right off the top rope when he bounced right off from the middle ropes to the top. He then was like, okay, like that. And now it's time to put his keister right where it belongs. This is where he tried to go for the BFT, but this time he was more like attempting of doing it. So it was an obvious reversal into an interception with the schoolboy by Andrade, which is the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling, which we see plenty of tonight. But luckily, we only see like one finish with this maneuver. But I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But it's where then LA Knight kicked out of it at 2.6, but this is where then he hits him with that decoy boot elbow strike right into the face onto LA Knight. But this is where Knight still kicked out of that. Even at 2.3, Andrade started chuckling and laughing. He's like, this cannot be happening right now. This is where then went right up on the top. He brought LA way to it into the upper. Not up at the bottom right side is where he tried to go for like a sunset flip, but this is where LA Knight then trying to counter, try to go for a suplex, but he gets headbutted by Andrade, which he knocked him right off the top rope. This is where then Andrade then was trying to go up on the top, right onto the get himself fixed and readjusted to try to go for some kind of diving maneuver. But this is where LA Knight stopped him right on the like a 0.1 inch of a second, like to get back up. But first he kind of botched the spot, like where he jumps right up and hits the belly to belly suplex or the avalanche suplex. But like about twice. First one was the huge mistake that was very obvious. But yeah, but luckily he didn't did anything wrong, like including hurting himself. But it's where then he gets pushed up by Andrade. Andrade trying to go for a sliding Hurricane Rana, but he gets dodged out of the way when Andrade going back first right onto the apron. Is where I'm not apron, the canvas. This is where then LA Knight then gets the guaranteed BFT 1, 2, 3, and still your United States champion, LA Knight. Yeah, and yeah, this was a really good match. Like, hopefully this won't be the last time we see Andrade getting some singles championship opportunities, which the last time he was that exact championship was like 4 years ago until he lost it to the guy that's still on. I mean, that's on the same roster with him right now on SmackDown. But yeah, but the big win for LA Knight, like continue to show that he's more than just a comedic, entertaining act. Like he's a very serious individual. Like when it comes to him trying to collect championships, of course. But yeah, this is where then he showed some respect onto to Andrade. Like when he said, "Come here, you took me to you took me to my limit, like, and therefore, like, yeah, like I totally respect you for that." And then this is where then he was like, yeah, like, so if you want to get another shot at me, like, you're more welcome to. And this is where then he said, like, we all good. This is where Andrade was like, no, like I'm not really much of a fist bump person. This is where he tried to like, come on, LA, like, or Los Angeles, whatever you want to call him. It's where he's like, come on, like, open up your hand, like, because I'm a handshaker. Like, I'll give you when I give respect, I fully give it to you. And that's where he raised your hand. He was like, you won for now, but we don't think this won't be the last time I will fight you for that championship, because that will eventually be mine again. And this way, and I was like, okay, like I won't forget about you, but at the same time, you're not going to be taking this championship from me. And them giving them that facial expression. But let me know in the comments below. Do you think they stole the show tonight? Do you think it was so tremendous that it deserves the Golden Award? Which I'll say, if it doesn't get like any kind of if it does not get any attentions of being what's that called? Like, it don't get any kind of attention to being like the match of the night, like on the IWC. Like, I don't know I don't know whose loss it is. Like, yeah, because Mello could fight what's that LA Knight next? Like with him, like trying to ask for Andrade for a rematch, earn himself a shot, perhaps at Bad Blood. Maybe it's possible. But we're going to be talking. But let's just say that Andrade versus Melo is not done yet because Andrade is leading by 3-2, and it seems like they're going to be doing the 7 best series, I guess you could say. But maybe next week after that, like after this week, we could see like whoever wins. If Melo do win next week, like and then like if he does win like their seventh encounter, we expect him to get a future shot at LA Knight's belt. If not at Bad Blood, maybe the SmackDown after that, like the post-show SmackDown after Bad Blood. But yeah, again, let me know like down below about that. But let's move on. That's where they showed a vignette of on Nia Jax and Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton for the Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax and Naomi and Bayley last week about having this tag team. Like whoever wins like against Tiffany Stratton or Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, like they get a shot at the women's championship. But whoever takes the pin has to lose SmackDown unless they try to give NXT a try, even though that's for the younger guys and the newer guys. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, this is where Nia Jax like, I love your enthusiasm in this match. Like, but she was like, here's another thing, Tiffany. Like I'll be prepared for this, Tiffany. Like because whoever loses tonight, like, not gonna be good because because it could be you that could leave SmackDown because yes, the rules occur to you. If you lose by pinfall tonight, you could leave SmackDown and go to Raw. And I was like, hey, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea, even though I wouldn't be all in for it because I still want them to still be like a team until when it's time for Tiffany Stratton to finally cash in that briefcase when it's the time, which I think is going to be like at WrestleMania, like for many reasons, which I explained before, but I'm going to probably do it again, but in the later video. But yeah. But the way Tiffany Stratton saw this, the way she's seen and reacted to that, like she was pretending to give a smile. This is where Tiffany Stratton's like, okay, like I cannot take the pinfall, or else I'll have to leave SmackDown. I was like, and I was thinking about, and I was telling her, I was like, that wouldn't be that bad because you could still be. That wouldn't be that bad because Raw won't be because Raw really do need some star power in the women's division there, and also you could be more closer to your real life boyfriend Ludwig, but that's a different story for a different day. Which I'm not sure. I mean, I don't understand why they even brought that up in the first place, but yeah. That's where we got a segment between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, with Roman Reigns was in the field, like at Georgia Tech, which is, in this field, like in the Georgia Tech Stadium, like in Atlanta, which he used to play for when he was in college for football. And then, Cody Rhodes went in there, drive his car in the stadium, where you can pull in there, with no. We're nothing blocking his way to driving through the stadium, and he went exactly in the football field. And there's a very nice white, what's that, Mustang? Yeah, it was a very expensive Mustang, which I wouldn't doubt that it was it's one of his brand new cars, like a 2024 perhaps, but maybe it could be 2023. I'm not sure exactly. But he drove it in there, and it looks very nice and new. That's the way I would assume that it's at least, if it's not the same year, I'll say about a year old. But anyways, before we get into that, in that segment, I want to also point out that Carmelo Hayes came face to face with Andrade once he went backstage. This is where he was trying to go to his locker room, but Carmelo Hayes was blocking the path. He was like, "What was that all about out there? What was that? Hey, I'm serious. He's like, That's like the Kings against the Lakers, and this is where the fans like, oh, shut the hell up. And I was like, yeah, that's true, but that's but he didn't have to go that harsh. But this is where the Andrade, I mean, like they had enough of him. This is where he started throwing some fists. This is where Carmelo Hayes started fighting back. This is where they start going playing wrestling tennis real fast with Andrade tossing Carmelo Hayes right onto the box-like structure. This is where the referee's like, all right, that's enough, trying to break it up. With them, we're getting very difficult of trying to separate. But yeah, this is where they show, which they showed on the the little Titantron screen. Like they said that there will be fighting like in their part 6 series of their feud, like with them we're having their 6th match, which I think Mel's gonna win. It's gonna be like some kind of an NBA Finals and a World Series kind of situation. Like you have to have 4 to win the complete the rivalry, like a championship game on baseball and basketball. But this is where we got a little video vignette, like I was just talking about, with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes standing in the Georgia